Hello, my name is Matt and I am a chef. I love to cook delicious meals, but I also want to know more about healthy foods and increase my knowledge. So today, I invited my friend Patty to join me. Hello. Patty works at the Moores UCSD Cancer Center and she is very knowledgeable about healthy foods. Thank you for joining us, Patty. I am happy when people ask me how they can make healthy lifestyle choices. Everyone seems to be talking about making healthy lifestyle choices and how we can prevent diseases. But not many people really understand how to make healthy choices. You are absolutely right. We can do many things to improve our health. The American Cancer Society has developed the Nutrition and Physical Activity Guidelines with 4 key recommendations for this purpose. Let's review each of them and then we can talk about how to apply those recommendations to our own lives. The first recommendation is to maintain a healthy weight throughout life. Losing extra weight and keeping it off can be challenging. But I can suggest some methods and tools that can lead to successful weight loss. First, let's review the other key recommendations. The second key recommendation is to adopt a physically active lifestyle. What does this mean? Adults should plan for at least 30 minutes a day of cardio activity that increases the heart rate. That means activities that are in addition to their usual activities. Usual activities include things like housework, taking the stairs, walking to the bus, etc. Intentional physical activities include planned exercises like extended walking, biking, jogging, swimming, etc. 5 days a week. Will walking in the mall count? It depends. The activity should be moderate to vigorous. So it should be a fast walk that elevates your heart rate and causes you to break into a sweat. What if I don't have 30 minutes a day every day? Studies have shown that exercising for a minimum of 10 minutes at a time will provide some health benefits. For example, you can plan for 10 minutes in the morning, 10 minutes on your lunch break, and 10 minutes in the evening to accumulate at least 30 minutes a day. What is the third recommendation? Eat a healthy, balanced diet, including lots of foods from plant sources. What does it mean? It means that we should make sure that we include a wide variety of vegetables and fruits in our diet. How many vegetables and fruits should we eat? We should eat at least 5 servings of a variety of vegetables and fruits each day. A serving of vegetables or fruit is about 1 cup. Some people think that's a lot, but let me show you some simple ways to add fruits and vegetables to your meals. For breakfast, you can add 1 cup of berries to a healthy whole grain cereal that has no sugar added. Or you can add the berries to a cup of non-fat yogurt. You can easily turn non-fat yogurt into a great healthy dip called tzatziki. Here's how you make it. You will need fat-free plain yogurt, cucumber, peeled and grated, fresh chopped dill, chopped garlic, and pepper to taste as you prefer. It tastes just right. Enjoy with some vegetable sticks. That's delicious. For lunch, you can add lettuce and tomato to your sandwich. If you like more flavor, try adding some oven-roasted vegetables like eggplant, onions, and zucchini. It makes a terrific sandwich. For an afternoon snack, you can enjoy some fruit like an apple, or a veggie plate with zucchini, carrot, and squash sticks. For dinner, you can add steamed vegetables. It is easy to make. First, you need a pan. Put water in the pan. Add chicken broth for more flavor. Add vegetables in a steaming basket. Steam for about 10 minutes. The vegetables should be tender, but not mushy. It is a good habit to make sure that vegetables cover half of your dinner plate. That is because vegetables have so many healthy nutrients. In order to have a balanced meal, you should include a small portion of lean protein and a small portion of whole grains with your veggies. That's a great way to think about what you are putting on your plate. All those different colored vegetables will certainly make the meal look terrific. As you know, vegetables are usually cheaper than protein like chicken, beef, or fish. So you can really fill up on vegetables. That's right. Vegetables are cheap and low in calories, so you can eat a lot of them, which will help you feel full. Even more important, vegetables are loaded with important nutrients to keep your body healthy and functioning well. So eat lots of vegetables. Here's a good comparison for you. One very small square of chocolate has the same calories as this bowl of green salad. But which one will make you feel more full and supply your body with important nutrients? The vegetables, of course. Let's review our ideas to help you get at least 5 servings of fruits and vegetables a day. Eating healthier does require some planning. For example, I make sure I bring enough fruits and vegetables to the office, so I will have enough for a few days. We talked about exercising and eating more vegetables and fruits. What else can we do to be healthier? The fourth recommendation is to limit alcohol intake to no more than 1 drink per day for women and 2 drinks per day for men. What do you consider a drink? One drink is defined as 1 bottle of beer, 1 glass of wine, or 1 shot glass of 80 proof hard liquor. The recommendations you talked about seem simple enough to follow. To improve our health, we need to do at least 30 minutes of exercise every day, include lots of vegetables and fruits into our meals, and limit alcohol intake. But you also just mentioned something about maintaining a healthy weight. How do I know what weight is healthy for me? That's an excellent question. There are several ways to evaluate your weight. One of the most commonly used methods is to look at a chart called the Body Mass Index chart, or BMI. This chart uses your height and weight to determine whether you are at a normal weight, overweight, or below normal weight. You can also calculate your BMI using the internet. Let's look at an example. A person who is 6 feet tall and weighs 170 pounds is at a normal weight for that height. That person should maintain his healthy weight. Let's look at another example. A person is 5 feet 5 inches and weighs 160 pounds. This person is considered to be overweight. In order to be healthier, this person needs to lose weight. What would be considered a healthier weight? If you are overweight, losing 5% to 10% of your body weight will substantially improve your health. For someone who is 160 pounds, 5% of body weight is 8 pounds, while 10% equates to 16 pounds. Thus, by gradually losing 8 to 16 pounds of body weight, this person will improve his or her health. I heard that you can lose 10 pounds in a week by eating a special soup diet every day. Is that true? Thank you for mentioning that. Our body is composed of many kinds of cells. In addition to fat cells that fill up with fat, the body is also made up of bones, muscles, blood vessels, skin, and more. Excess body fat, especially when it settles in the belly area, is related to an increased risk of the development of many different diseases. That is why, if you have excess stored fat, you should try to lose weight. Unfortunately, extreme diets such as the soup diet you mentioned cause you to lose a lot of water and muscle tissue from your body, which is unhealthy. How do you lose body fat? It is actually very simple. We all use up energy during the day by breathing, thinking, and moving. We all take in energy through what we eat and drink. If we use exactly the same amount of energy we take in, our weight will stay the same. However, if we consume more calories than our bodies need to function, the excess calories will convert to body fat. Our bodies store the extra food we eat as fat, so that it will be available if we need the energy later. If you are unable to eat for a lengthy period, the body uses the excess fat for energy so the body can function. Long ago, when there were years of crop failures resulting in food shortages, this was useful. Today, however, that rarely happens. Now people don't burn enough energy and they just keep getting fatter. On the other hand, if we use more energy than we consume, we will lose weight. How do I know how much energy I use and consume? What we eat and drink gives us energy. That energy is measured in the number of calories. You can check how many calories you eat and drink by looking at the labels on the foods. We will talk about this more later. In order to know how many calories you should eat, you can use different estimating tables. For example, a 50-year-old inactive woman with a normal BMI who weighs 160 pounds will need about 1,600 to 1,920 calories per day to maintain her weight. A 50-year-old inactive man with a normal BMI who weighs 170 pounds will need about 2,210 calories per day to maintain his current weight. So if I want to lose fat, how many calories do I need to cut? It takes about 3,500 calories to make 1 pound of body fat. So for fat loss, it is recommended that you decrease your daily calories by about 500. If you reduce your calorie intake by 500 every day for a whole week, by the end of the week you will have lost about 1 pound of fat. Can you give me an example? Sure. Let's revisit the previous example of the woman who is 5 feet 5 inches and weighs 160 pounds. According to the BMI chart, she is overweight and should try to lose 5% to 10% of her body weight. If wanting better health, she needs to lose 8 to 16 pounds. If she wants to maintain her current weight, she should consume about 10 to 12 calories per pound. According to her body weight, that would equate to 1,600 to 1,920 calories per day. In order to lose weight, she needs to eat 400 to 500 fewer calories, or between 1,200 to 1,420 calories per day. But 1,600 minus 500 is only 1,100 calories. That's right, but adults should not eat less than 1,200 calories per day on average in order to meet their nutritional needs. Is there a better method for losing weight? Actually, you'll have more success if you burn 500 extra calories through exercise than by eating less. That will allow more calories from food, which means better nutrition for the body. So if a person can do 30 minutes of brisk walking a day, we can plan a better menu including more food. For every mile of brisk walking, 15 to 20 minutes per mile, a person burns about 100 calories. With 30 minutes of brisk walking, that person will burn about 200 calories. We can then plan for about 1,500 calories per day for weight loss of 1 pound per week. How do you plan a healthy menu? I make sure to have balanced menus. When I plan meals for an event, I tend to think of the 6 food groups: grains and starches, vegetables, fruits, milk and dairy, meats and meat substitutes, and fats. It's important for a balanced menu to include all food groups. Does that make sense to you? That is a great way to make sure you get all the nutrients you need. Each food group has servings that can be exchanged in order to provide the same nutrients. For example, let's look at the fruit group. One fruit, like one orange, is considered one serving. If you cut the orange into cubes, you will get about 1 cup of orange cubes that equals 1 serving. But how much do you think 1 serving of orange juice would be? I have 1 orange here. We got 1/2 cup of orange juice from 1 orange, so that's about 1 serving of the fruit group. Exactly. 1 orange or 1/2 cup of orange juice is considered 1 serving of the fruit group because they provide a similar amount of nutrients. How about dried fruits? Dried fruits like apricots and raisins are included in the fruit group. Does the same concept apply to vegetables? You are absolutely right. Raw vegetables, cooked vegetables, or vegetable juice are included in the vegetable group. What about the grains and starches group? That group includes bread, bagels, English muffins, pita bread, tortillas, dry cereals, cooked cereals like oatmeal, rice, and pasta. In addition, some vegetables contain more starch than others. For example, potatoes, yams, peas, corn, or cooked beans are included in the starches group. In the grains and starches category, more than half of all grains consumed should be whole grains. I know I should include whole grains in the meals I prepare, but what exactly are whole grains? Whole grains are grains that have not been refined and thus contain more fiber, which is much better for us. Whole wheat bread is healthier because it is made from whole grain. White bread is made from refined grains and therefore has fewer nutrients like vitamins and minerals. I love dairy products. What is a serving in that group? One serving from the milk and dairy group is equal to 1 cup of low-fat or non-fat milk or yogurt. It is important to choose non-fat or low-fat dairy products for better nutrition and fewer calories. What about the meat group? Which meats are healthier? The meat group includes beef, chicken, turkey, fish, eggs, beans, and cheese. Cheese and beans are included in this group because they can be used as meat substitutes for vegetarians and they are a good source of protein. It is better to choose from lean meats, poultry, like chicken or turkey, and fish. If you see fat, remove it. Low-fat cheeses are good as well. It is recommended that you eat no more than 1 whole egg a day because the yolk, the yellow part of the egg, contains a lot of fat. What is considered a serving in this meat group? 1 serving in this group should be 1 ounce of meat, chicken, or fish. 1/4 cup of cottage cheese, 1 slice of cheese, 1 egg, or 1/2 cup cooked beans. The last group is fats, is that right? That's right. That group includes oils and dressings, spreads like mayonnaise and margarine, avocados, olives, and nuts. All those foods are very high in calories, so a serving size is very small. What about ice cream, cookies, and other sweets? We should enjoy those on special occasions, but not on a daily basis. They are usually high in calories and do not supply many good nutrients like vitamins and minerals. What should we drink? Excellent question. Water is best for everyone. Healthy adults need 8 to 10 cups of water a day. While exercising or in a hot environment, we lose water from our bodies. In those cases, more than 10 cups a day may be necessary. How do we plan a healthy menu with all the food groups? There is a recommended daily number of servings from each of the 6 food groups. How can I plan meals if I want to lose weight? For weight loss, it is recommended that you choose the lower number of servings. For all food groups except vegetables. For example, the recommended number of servings in the grain and starch group is 6 to 11, so you should go with 6. Vegetables are rich in nutrients and low in calories. That means you can eat more of them and they help you to feel full. We should eat at least 3 to 5 servings of vegetables every day. I can do that. What we can do is decide which foods we want from each group, and then we can divide them up into breakfast, lunch, dinner, and snacks. Great! We can use this table to help us with planning. You can fill in the right side of the table with the foods you choose. For breakfast, we can add 1 cup of berries to a healthy cereal. For a snack, we can eat an apple. That covers the fruit group. We want lots of vegetables. We can have 1 cup of vegetable sticks for a snack. For lunch, we can add vegetables to our sandwich, like onion, spinach, and tomato. If that's not enough, we can add 2 cups of salad. For dinner, we can add 1 cup of steamed vegetables. If you finish eating and you're still hungry, you can have a second helping of vegetables without adding many calories. That looks good. What about salad dressing? 1 tablespoon of salad dressing counts as 1 serving from the fats group. Of course, if you're using a fat-free dressing or one of those spray varieties, it will help you save calories so that you can add a serving of nuts to your salad or vegetables. If we use 1 teaspoon of oil for cooking dinner, we can meet the servings from the fats group. From the grain and starches group, we can have 3/4 cup of cereal for breakfast, 2 slices of whole wheat bread for the sandwich at lunch, and 1 cup of brown rice for dinner. That will make up exactly 6 servings. From the milk and dairy group, we can have 1 cup of non-fat milk for breakfast with the cereal, and 1 cup of non-fat yogurt for the tzatziki dip as a snack. From the meat and meat substitute group, we can eat 1 ounce of turkey at lunch and 3 ounces of fish for dinner. And we are done. Here is the daily menu. I love it. Looks like plenty of food. But what about an evening snack? There are tons of ideas. How about some popcorn and iced tea? Buy the kernels in a jar or a bag. Don't use the high-calorie, over-seasoned packages of popcorn. Put your kernels in a large covered glass bowl. Put the bowl in your microwave and heat them on high. Glass is important because it lets you see the popcorn popping. Pay careful attention so they don't burn. Non-fat yogurts are low in calories too. You can eat them for dessert. How about a cup of sugar-free reduced fat hot chocolate? An even better idea is sugar-free Jell-O with a half a cup of chopped fruit and 1 tablespoon of non-fat yogurt. Top it off with mint leaves. Put that in a fancy dish and you'll feel like it's a special treat. I'll show you. Beautiful! As a chef, I really understand how much of food satisfaction is linked to the way it is presented to my guests. Matt, how do I know if I have put 1 cup of cereal in my bowl or 3 ounces of fish on my plate? What method do you use when you're preparing food for your guests? You can't be measuring everything you put on the plates, right? That's why most of us fail to eat healthfully. We eat far too much. I strongly recommend measuring foods with measuring cups and using a food scale. There are also some ways to estimate how much food you are eating in case you don't have measuring tools. For example, 1 cup is the size of your fist. 1/2 cup is the size of half a baseball. 1 teaspoon equals 1 dice or the tip of your thumb. 2 tablespoons equals a ping pong ball. 3 equals the thickness and size of a deck of cards or the palm of your hand. Earlier, you recommended that we use non-fat yogurt. Do you always have to choose non-fat yogurt? There is a big difference in the nutrient content of different foods. That is why it is very important to read food labels carefully. It's easy to get confused reading the labels. Let's look at a food label together to better understand it. Each product has an ingredient list and a nutrition fact label. Let's start with the nutrition fact label. The most important thing to check and the first thing you will see on the label is the serving size. It is important because if a product has 2 servings per container and you eat the entire container, that means you ate twice as much as what is listed on the nutrition fact label. When you look at the food label, some important things to ask yourself are: what is the serving size? How many servings are in the package? How many servings do you plan to eat? Let's look at the soup I have here. It says here that if I eat the whole can, I'll get 2 servings. That's right. Now check calories and ask yourself, how many calories are in 1 serving? How many calories are in the amount you plan to eat? Each serving has 150 calories. If I finish the can, I will have eaten 300 calories. Many different packages contain more than 1 serving. Figuring out the total number of calories depends on whether you eat 1, 2, or more servings. Especially for weight loss, it is important to monitor the total number of calories in everything you eat and drink to make sure you are not overeating. Some other things to check on the label have to do with the quality of the food that you are eating. Look for foods that have more nutrients for good health, and limit those that might cause health problems. Look at the food label for a list of nutrients. For better health, you want to limit total fat, especially saturated fat, trans fat, and cholesterol. Eating these in high amounts might increase your risk of heart disease. You also want to limit your sodium, as it might increase your risk for high blood pressure. It is also important that you don't consume a lot of added sugars. You want to get plenty of the following healthy nutrients: fiber, vitamins A and C, calcium, and iron. How do I know if a food is high or low in a nutrient? Great question. You should look at the percent daily value. The percent daily value indicates how much of the nutrient you are getting in 1 serving of that food, based on the nutrition of a balanced diet of 2,000 calories a day. If the percent daily value is 5% or less, the product is considered to be low in that nutrient. You want saturated fat, trans fat, cholesterol, and sodium to be low. If it's 20% or more, it's considered high. You want the food you eat to be high in fiber, vitamin A, vitamin C, iron, and calcium. The percent daily value helps you determine if a serving of food is high or low in a nutrient. Let's look at yogurt, for example. What yogurt do you like? I prefer strawberry yogurt. Let's look at the food labels of the 2 strawberry yogurts, both 6 ounces, and compare them. This one has 170 calories per container. And this one has 80 calories per container. Which do you think is better? Well, for weight loss, you should eat fewer calories, so the one with 80 calories is a better option. You are right. Let's look at the nutrition list. You picked correctly. How about having 6 ounces of plain fat-free yogurt with a half a cup of fresh strawberries? What a great idea! That will be about 110 calories. It's low in calories and is a much more filling and better option. What about the ingredient list? Is that important too? It is important to look at the ingredient list as it will tell you what is in the product. Ingredients are listed in descending order of measurement. The first one is the biggest amount, the second one is less, etc. For example, if you purchase frozen breaded fish, the first ingredient should be fish, not bread. We mentioned earlier the importance of consuming whole grains. This is especially important for cereals, crackers, pasta, and breads. The word whole should appear as the first or second ingredient, whether for whole wheat, oats, rye, or another grain. Since it is also important not to consume a lot of added sugars, sugar should not be among the first ingredients listed. That's right. What we eat is important. Eating better can help us be healthier and feel good. Let's summarize what we have discussed today. Thank you for your helpful tips, Patty. Thank you for having me. It's cool being in a professional kitchen. I can check that off my list. Thank you so much for teaching us about healthy food choices. Having that knowledge makes me a better chef. Now let's go to my cafe and have lunch. My treat. Why not?